Howdy, folks. I'm Meowster, sometimes known as Gender Meowster or Meowster themselves, and I use they, them pronouns. I am a white, non-binary, transmasculine, disabled, ADHD content creator and instigator of the Genderful podcast, the Gender Federation stream team on Twitch, and also the Gender Meowster community, which is on Twitch and Discord. So you might be asking, okay, why am I watching this video, Meowster? Well, it's my turn in the hot seat, and boy, am I wiggling. I'm here to ask for y'all's support. I've been running Gender Fed for maybe 2 years and Gender Meowster for 4 years, and it's my turn to have a big mutual aid event. My specific medical needs are I need gender affirming surgery and I need some hardware to help me get my wheelchair into my car. In order to live my fullest life, I need to have a non-binary flavored version of bottom surgery. A non-binary surgical option is really important to me because I am non-binary. I look fairly masculine. Honestly, I still have no idea if I pass or not as like a guy or a man. I really am non-binary, like in my heart. What matters to me the most is to feel really good about myself. And, you know, the surgical options that are available where I'm at just don't meet my needs. And that's really, it was so disappointing to wait so long for that surgery consult. And knowing that usually you get your consult and you wait 3 to 6 months and then you have your surgery, and like, I haven't even looked at how many months it's been because it would just make me sad. I've been ready for the surgery for years. My sweet wife, Trans Capybara, got on the power of Reddit and looked around on various trans subreddits and actually found someone who had the surgical results that I'm seeking. The surgeon is great. Like, the facility is like, all the staff is trained in like being gender affirming and like making sure they're really mindful about pronouns and names and all of those pieces. And he's been doing it for years. The problem is it's across the country. It's like a 5-hour flight. I don't have a lot of people in the state that it's in, so I don't have like a place to crash or stay. And so I need some help coming up with the funds for travel and housing, in addition to the chunk of money that I also need for the surgery copay itself. I do have insurance, but the copay is several $1,000s. And the other part is like, this is a 2-part surgery. So like, this is part 1 that we're fundraising for now. And maybe I'll be able to save up for the second one on my own. Maybe it'll be cheaper. I don't know. Maybe the recovery time will be less than like 3 or 4 weeks. Like, this is a 3 to 4 recovery, but I basically like need to pay for housing for a full month in a hotel, which is not cheap. The other thing that I also need, which I'm considering a struggle because the surgery is a big enough deal to fund that, you know, the other thing will happen when it does. I need a lift to get my wheelchair from the ground into my car. My wife is strong enough to put the chair in our trunk by herself, and the car is strong enough to carry the chair around. The problem is I cannot lift the like 42 to 50 pound chair by myself. I can't do it safely. I tried it once and I almost threw my back out, and I was like, this is really a bad plan. I shouldn't try that again. And so we finally found an arm, and we need to install a trailer hitch on the back of the car and have this external arm that we can use. So I would like hook this little hook around it and like push a button and it will lift the chair all by itself. But that's another couple $1,000s. We did this amazing thing during KMZ Mutual Aid where in the last 3 hours of the event, we like funded a whole wheelchair for me. It was just so unexpected and incredible. And I'm still so deeply grateful for that. And it's given me a ton of ability to go out in the world and do things. I've been able to attend concerts and plays in a theater and go out to parks with friends because I know that I'm going to be able to manage my physical pain enough by having the chair that I can actually be present and not have all this fear and trepidation about how am I going to drive home? I don't have any energy. But I have to take Capybara with me everywhere in order to load and unload the chair, or I have to negotiate with friends that I'm meeting up with, like, Cappy, help me load the chair at home. I get there, and then the friends help me unload the chair. And my friends there don't always have the energy to unload the chair, and Cappy doesn't always have time to go with me to everything. And my friends would love to see me without Cappy sometimes too. So it's like a missing little piece of the freedom. And I still have way more freedom than before. In the unlikely and wild feral event that you all fund both of those things, the super secret third stretch goal is to help support the Clowder with our annual operating expenses. Instead of me pushing for Patreon subs and Ko-Fi subs and Twitch subs constantly and like really hassling people about giving money all the time, which I try to avoid because we do so many mutual aid events. I want people to save their money for the events. The Clowder's annual operating expenses are somewhere in the $3,000 to $5,000 range a year right now with the super shoestring budget we're running. In the last 18 months or so, Gender Federation plus Gender Master combined has raised over $50,000 in mutual aid. So these mutual aid events raise way more than we do with any of our other efforts. And I am really trying to help us stay focused on the mutual aid events and making sure we're fixing surgeries. But that means that people don't always contribute to our operating expenses. So that is one of our stretch goals. If you don't have money now to chip in for that, but you would like to support us in a more ongoing way, please do go check out our Patreon or our Ko-Fi. There's donate once and subscribe options on those platforms, and we would love your support. I'm really hoping that having this opportunity to have this procedure, not only am I going to have the surgical outcome that I need, but by working with the specific team that I've selected, I am fairly confident I'm going to have a good experience. Like, I have had 2 gender affirming surgeries. I've had one other surgery that was for chronic pain that is very similar to gender affirming. I basically had 2 top surgeries. I know what it's like to have a really terrible doctor who has bad bedside manner. I've been in hospitals where I've been misgendered in the hospital room, even though my pronouns are on the whiteboard on the wall, still getting misgendered. And, you know, this bottom surgery is my last sort of major procedure that I'm planning. And I've supported my wife through a ton of her affirming surgeries too. And so I've sort of run the gamut of having great surgical team and not great surgical team, and like great surgeon but terrible hospital. And I would really, really like for my final surgery to be with both a good surgeon and a good hospital. And I'm fairly confident I found that. I am disabled, and my chronic pain and my fatigue, it feels like it's getting worse, which is really scary to admit. But I don't know how long I'm going to be able to get this surgery. I know I'm only in my 30s right now, but there comes a point where if you have other disabilities that are progressive, they will not do these surgeries on you anymore. And so I have this personal clock that I'm running against that's really scary to even talk about, but I do know that I'm in pain a lot. And I do know that having the surgery now instead of in a couple of years, if I save up for it, like, means that it is real. Having the arm on the wheelchair means that I get to go see my friends when I feel well, and I don't always feel well. And sometimes, like, if I'm having a good day, I want to be able to be spontaneous and just leave my house and go see my friends. Able-bodied people can decide they want to leave their house and they just walk out the door. I just want to do that too. I just want that option. And it's hard that I have to do so many logistics just to do what able-bodied cisgender people do. I need help, and it's so scary to ask for it. But it's my turn, and it's easy to want to be like, oh, let's plan for this other person. Oh, let's, we'll do mine later. But I have a surgery date now, and it's like, we're not kidding around now. It's for real. I've been doing this Gender Master work for 4 years, and I haven't had a paycheck in 4 years, which means I don't have an income to fund this surgery. I've been doing this mutual aid work instead, and I am very deeply relying on all of your support to get this done, because I don't qualify for a loan. I don't have a credit card. Like, this is it, y'all. It's our community wallet, or I don't have surgery. Like, that's it. I'm self-employed with a job that pays me no money. That's why I need your support, and I'm so grateful that you are considering it or willing to help out. Having this surgery, especially now, really means that I know that it's actually going to get done, and I'll get to recover from it while I'm still young enough and well enough that I can. So part of the solution for these different pieces I'm talking about is some financial support. Trailer hitch install, $259. Custom wheelchair travel case, $860. Hamar lift, $1,553. Ramp installation at house, $2,600. Airport parking, $200. Mobility aid rental, $500. Rental car, $1,000. Flights, $1,755. Medical copay, $3,000. Housing, $5,000. Subtotal, $16,727. Taxes and fees, $2,175. Grand total, $18,901. Thank you for listening, and hope to see you on the raid train. Enjoy your day.